On March 20th, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order to begin the process of dismantling the Department of Education and shifting full control to the states. In this video, guys, we'll discuss how this executive order could worsen the already critical teacher shortage that we have and fail all children who have disabilities. So, is shifting control of education to the states a good idea? Let's break it down. Right now, our federal government plays a major role in funding and regulating education. Right now, the federal government provides Title I grants. These grants provide financial assistance to schools with a high percentage of low income students. They're responsible for the Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. This act ensures disability accommodations, and they're responsible for teacher training and retention grants. But what if the states had full control? Guys, if states had full control, in theory, and I'm going to say in theory because they don't have full control yet, and I think these mandates that they're implementing sound great on paper. But if the states had full control of education, these are some things that could potentially be a good thing. So, for instance, states could have more local control. Each state could design an education system tailored to its students' needs rather than following a one size fits all federal model like the Every Student Succeeds Act. We know this act doesn't work because every student is not succeeding. There could be less bureaucracy without federal oversight. States could cut through red tape, making it easier to implement changes faster and more efficiently. And there could be curriculum flexibility. States could choose what students learn based on their unique demographics, economy, and values rather than following federal education mandates. And guys, this sounds great. This sounds wonderful in theory, but we have a huge problem. America is already facing a severe teacher shortage, and shifting control to the states might make it even worse. Right now, federal incentives help recruit and train teachers, especially in low income areas. If states struggle to provide benefits and pay competitive salaries, guys, the teacher shortage could spiral out of control. With fewer teachers, class sizes will grow and students' performance could plummet, especially in underfunded communities. Now, let's take a look at this video to see what special education teachers are going through.
7.5 million American students, or roughly 15% of them, have disabilities that qualify them for special instruction, what's known as individual education plans. But teachers trained in this critical area are in short supply. At the beginning of the current school year, 70% of schools surveyed said they had openings for special education teachers. We asked special education teachers and administrators to tell us how the shortage is affecting them.
You're spread thin, and you're working with a student on a lesson to meet their academic goals, but you're also thinking about the student behind you who's working on maybe feeding or they're getting their medications, and you're thinking, how can I support that student when I'm working with another student? My name is Mary Ellen Robinson. I am a special education teacher for students who have complex support needs in Boston, Massachusetts.
My name is Sarah Davis. I'm a special education teacher in Minnesota, and I teach emotional and behavioral disorders. They have gone so far as to reach out to a temp agency to bring in para-educators, which it helps having bodies in the building, but it's not the same as having a teacher who is, trained and has specialized in behaviors and mental health.
Guys, I wanted to pause the video for a minute so that you can really grasp what this teacher just said. She said that many times they are so short in the classroom that the administrators bring in paraprofessionals to help. But while she appreciates the help, Having paraprofessionals is not the same as having teachers who are trained in behavior and mental health. And I want to go so far and to say as when you bring someone into a classroom who is not a trained teacher and is just a paraprofessional with a high school diploma, what do you think happens to that teacher's workload? It's already a lot. So, what do you think happens to that teacher's workload when you bring in someone who's inexperienced? Guys, I'm going to say it increases more. Why? Because that teacher has to train the paraprofessional without the experience how to handle the kids. Let's continue the video, guys.
My name is Amy Olette. I'm in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. I'm a retired school teacher.
I'm Nadine Stein, Assistant Superintendent for Pupil Services for the Waltham Public Schools in Waltham, Massachusetts.
It breaks your heart every single day as a teacher to know that you still needed more time with a student. And not only does it break your heart, but I could cry every single day worrying about the kids and that they need more time.
I always have big box clinics in my office. That's part of my job. But usually when someone is upset about something, we can work together and we can figure out a solution that is going to benefit people and we can move forward. This year, I don't have a solution because I don't have people.
The staffing shortage really makes me question if I want to spend the rest of my career in this setting.
It makes me feel so sad knowing that there's such a shortage of people who want to go into this field and working with students like my own.
I really loved working with those kids who were struggling, building that relationship and helping them see that, hey, this is a positive thing and I can help you through this. And then those successes, even though they feel very small, are huge for those students.
We got to do a very much better job celebrating these people and thanking them and supporting them because I don't want them to leave. Let's get past this bump. And, with always the hope that it's got to get better next year.
Well, guys, it did not get better. It got worse. That video from PBS was in 2024. And in 2025, the Trump administration cut $600 million from teacher training grants. Now, 8 states did sue, and the judge did temporarily block the cuts. But guys, it's just temporary. This is an ongoing issue. So right now, while the cuts are being blocked, states are receiving the funding, but who knows where this is where this is going. So if we get rid of the Department of Education, what is the plan to attract and keep teachers in the classroom? I really want to know. States are really struggling, guys. Let me show you this from the teacher shortage area map. This is from the Department of Education. All right, guys, we are on the U.S. Department of Education's webpage and we're on the teacher shortage areas. And of course, guys, everything is going to be linked in the comments. But we're going to click here to view the areas and we're going to do the school years. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and go to the current school year since since all the changes that are trying to take place as far as giving authority to the states, that's taking place this year. And I'm going to do all subject matter and let's just see what we get. Actually, guys, okay, Alabama did come up first. Okay, so here we are in Alabama, and you can see that Alabama is short of teachers in mathematics, basic and advanced. Guys, look at this. All grades, even pre-K, language arts, elementary education. But this is what I really wanted you to see: special education, all exceptionalities, all of them. Okay, from pre-K to 12. Let's check out a few more states, guys. This will be linked, and I will, and then you can go through it yourself. But let's check out Michigan, and we're going to do all subject matter. 2025 is checked. So let's check out Michigan. Come on, Michigan. And yep, special education is there. And look what else they have: career and technical, core subjects, English as a second language, language arts, science, social studies, again, special education, support staff. Okay. Yeah, how are we gonna keep the teachers, guys? Politicians. Let's look at Florida. Let's look at Florida. And we're gonna do all subject matters. And let's see. Do, 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 do. Yep, there is special education in Florida and this is generic special education, pre-K to 12th grade. Guys, remember I did a video and I showed you where parents were suing schools because they weren't properly educating um, the students. Yeah, okay. Let's check out one more, guys. Again, you can do this yourself to see how your state is stacking up. Let's check out let's check out West Virginia. Do 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 do. Let's check out West Virginia. Okay. There is special education, and that is surprising. Elementary, preschool, they're just short in pre-K and K. So that's encouraging for all of the rest of the grades they have. They're not short of teachers, but of course they're short in science, physics, science, general science, world languages, German. Okay, West Virginia. Okay, yeah, they are really lacking. Oh my God. All right, guys, I'm going to stop sharing this and then we will finish talking. All right, guys. So, with federal oversight, our states cannot attract and retain teachers, and the schools are failing. So, here's the question, and I'm going to put it on the screen. And if you would, please provide your answer in the comments. Without federal oversight or support, how can the federal government trust that states will effectively uphold the rights and educational standards guaranteed by federal law? Guys, again, states are being sued because they are not adequately educating children with disabilities. Under federal law, the Individuals with Disability Act ensures that children with disabilities receive a free and appropriate education. But states are being sued because they are failing to meet these requirements. If the Department of Education disappears, who's going to hold these states accountable? What happens when a school denies services to a child with autism or a child with dyslexia? Parents would be left fighting alone without a federal agency to intervene. Without federal oversight, accountability becomes a huge problem. Right now, agencies like the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights and the Office of Special Education, guys, when schools fail to educate children with disabilities, those agencies step in, but they're being dismantled. So, if these agencies disappear, do you think states are going to enforce their own education laws fairly? No, I don't. And if they don't, where do parents turn for help? That's the question. Where do parents turn for help? At the end of the day, shifting education to the states has benefits. We discussed that more local control, flexibility, and innovation with the curriculum. But without federal oversight, we risk making the teacher crisis worse and leaving students with disabilities behind. Guys, here's a reminder: federally mandated education for children with disabilities in the United States has been in place for just about 50 years. And it started with the Education for All Handicap Act, which was enacted in 1975, and it was later renamed and revised to IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. So before before the Education for All Handicap Act, it was like 1 in 5 children with disabilities going to school. And some schools just would not even educate kids with disabilities. And so now we're dismantling the very thing that forced states to educate children with disabilities in the first place. I don't know what the solution is, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching to the end. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, please protect your peace and your mental health at all costs and by any means necessary. Take care, guys.